I did a Gene ad.
How many pumps of blush should I do?
My jeans are blue.
What a year, huh? 2025 has definitely been an interesting one. There were so many like scandals and petty dramas on the internet. There was so much to talk about and laugh at. So here's a recap of all my favorite scandals from this year. Starting strong, we have the meltdown over performative males. This trend is probably my most hated for several reasons. First of all, I absolutely hate how accustomed we all got to recording random strangers. And I know that a lot of those videos have been staged, especially the most popular ones, but there were just so many shots of men sitting in cafes or in a park and reading a book. It was kind of ridiculous, honestly. I hate the fact that you can become a meme on the internet for doing the most random stuff in public. Second of all, I hate this trend because I think it's super misogynistic. Like, I understand that we are criticizing men for reading feminist literature and generally trying to appeal to the female gaze solely to sleep with women, but it got to a point where it started being recording men and judging them solely based on how they look. And I didn't like that at all. The underlying idea is that every man wants to be or is trying to be an alpha male. And when we see someone act like the opposite of an alpha male, we assume that it's because he wants to sleep with women. And I think this is a very harmful idea. Because to be honest with you, I would much rather live in a world filled with performative male than filled with like Andrew Tate and his lot. Because the performatives are at least pretending to care about women's problems and they are talking about them instead of just putting all of the evil of the world on women and blaming women for everything. Horrible trend, and I really hope we abandon recording random people in public in 2026, but realistically speaking, it's probably only going to get worse. And while we're on the topic of alpha males, there was this one guy who absolutely broke the internet, and that was the Saratoga Water guy. His actual name is Aston Hall or Ashton Hall, I'm not sure, and he went absolutely viral for his ridiculous morning routine. And I think he's like an influencer. I don't really know who he is, like in his personal life, but my favorite part of those videos is when he's on a call, on like a work call, and just naming like random numbers.
So looking at it, bro, we got to go ahead and get in at least 10,000.
Also, why is he never wearing socks? I honestly hate that we are glamorizing this fake hustle so much, because I think he went viral because there are so many men, or especially young men or even teenage boys, who kind of aspire to have that kind of lifestyle because they are convinced that if they live like this, if they wake up early enough, if they work out enough, they are also going to be this type of buff millionaire that Aston is. When in reality, there's so much more to success than just soaking your face off in ice cold water at 5 a.m. And I'm not trying to demotivate anyone or to tell you that you shouldn't be doing those things, because I honestly don't care. If it works for you, then it works for you, great. I just hate glamorizing the hustle and telling young people especially that waking up at 5 a.m. or 3 a.m. is all it takes to be the super successful person. That's all. Maybe you could sleep in a little bit. But that's not the only type of content that young people are watching. 2025 to me will forever be remembered as the year the Sephora kids were born. At first, a lot of people were complaining that a lot of those kids are coming to the stores and basically destroying the testers, that they don't know how to behave, that they are loud and all the stuff, that they are just basically being kids in an adult space. I don't know if you can call a Sephora a space for adults that kids should be banned from. But yeah, this was the criticism at the beginning, that kids are just basically being kids in public spaces. Now, to me, this isn't very much like a valid criticism of children or teenagers, because obviously they are just growing up and figuring out this like whole social world and the rules we live in and all the stuff. So I wouldn't criticize kids for behaving like kids. If anything, maybe we could criticize the parents who don't care about how their kids act in public, but whatever, at the end of the day, kids will just be kids. What I do, however, think is extremely dangerous is the fact that there are kids in primary school or even kindergarten who have like a full-on skincare routine or a makeup routine or whatever. That is harmful to their skin, that is harmful to how they perceive themselves, and I'm sure it will cause horrible body image issues in the future when they hit teenage years, because, for a 6-year-old, maybe she is just putting on blush because it's pink and it's cute and whatever. Like, I get it. I liked makeup when I was a kid. I just wasn't using Sephora stuff. I was using this very cheap 2000s makeup. You know what I mean? And if they're just at this point so obsessed with makeup and skincare and all this stuff, I think it will only get worse. But I guess that's what the beauty industry wants, right? To have more customers, and now they are extending their customer base to children as well. We also had that whole Rini skincare line that I made a video about if you want to watch it. That's also, I think, contributing to the fact that children right now who will soon be young people, they will be obsessed with how they look and their bodies and their faces and their wrinkles and everything. And I don't think when I was 7 or 10, I was worried about wrinkles. Like, maybe acne, because that was, like, I didn't really have acne, but I guess, when I got a pimple, I was like, oh my God, am I getting acne? But it feels like the problem that you have at the time, right? You're a teenager, you get acne, you fight acne. But on top of that, if you're also worried about wrinkles, like, early into the game, like, girl, you won't be able to buy enough products that will stop you from aging forever. Sorry. But I guess it's not surprising, since the Gen Alpha's world is filled with ads. And there was one particular ad from this year that is probably going to stay in our memory for a long, long time. And I'm obviously talking about the American Eagle ad.
My jeans are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has great jeans.
People were pointing out that the ad feels like it's promoting eugenics. And at the beginning, when I first saw this ad, I kind of had mixed feelings. Because on one hand, I really thought that the controversy was intentional. Like, they used the words they used because they wanted to provoke that exact reaction so that people would talk about them. But at the same time, I didn't think of Sydney Sweeney as someone who would intentionally promote this idea until I saw her recent interview.
I did a jean ad.
And what annoys me is the fact that she was given a chance to redeem herself on a silver platter, basically. Because they were talking about the discourse around the ad, and the interviewer asks her, is there something you want to say about the ad itself? And literally, all she had to say was any PR bullshit in the lines of, oh, like, I wasn't trying, or we weren't trying to promote this idea. Like, the most basic sentence would be enough to kind of save her from this public scrutiny, but instead she said the ad spoke for itself. Then again, the interviewer says, white people shouldn't joke about gene supremacy, I'm just giving you an opportunity to say something about that. And Sydney just says, I think when I have an issue I want to speak about, people will hear. Like, I don't know who's on her PR team, but either they aren't very good at their job, or Sydney is just not listening to them, or maybe they are trying to appeal to a very specific type of audience, and that would also explain why her recent movie Christy, which is about a lesbian boxer, is not doing super well. But this isn't the only celebrity drama that I'm going to remember from this year. The funnest thing that happened was that Katy Perry went to space. Of all the people, Katy Perry went to space. And honestly, I don't have like a problem with the fact that she went to space. It's just very funny to me that she's like flying in there and she's showing like a flower to the camera and she's making a heart with her hands, and then she lands and kisses the earth. Like, it just was such a spectacle, honestly. I assumed the trip happened to like promote space tourism or whatever, but when Katy was asked in an interview why she did it, she said, I'm flying for my daughter Daisy to inspire her to never have limits on her dreams and show her that any type of person can reach their dreams, no matter your background, your ethnicity, your economic situation, or your education level. Says a millionaire going on a trip sponsored by Jeff Bezos, but okay. She's already such a big dreamer, and she's only 4, but also to inspire a whole new generation and make space and science glam. I don't know what it means to make space and science glam, but it's so funny that someone who is not a scientist at all is trying to like change the face of science and make it glam. She also said that we are going to put the ass in astronaut, and I genuinely have no idea what that means. What ass is she putting where, in what, in who? Okay. Katie is living her best life and we have something to laugh at, so I guess there is no harm there. Unlike another celebrity moment, which was detrimental to a couple's life, and I'm obviously talking about the Coldplay kiss cam slip. If you somehow haven't heard about it, basically there was a Coldplay concert and there was a kiss cam, and at a certain point it landed on a couple which acted in a very bizarre way, so people did some digging. Turns out those people were the CEO and the head of HR in Astronomer, which is like an AI company. They were both married at the time, and right now I believe the CEO was fired, and obviously everyone found out about this affair. And the funny thing is, no one would probably pay any attention to them if they didn't like act this bizarre, or if Chris Martin didn't say that they are probably having an affair. That was also a nail in the coffin at this point.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on, you're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
People only paid attention to it because their behavior was just so weird. But once again, the virality of this video shows how little privacy we have in a public space. Like, wherever you are, whatever you do, there could be someone recording you, and then they could upload this video on TikTok, and then your entire life could possibly change. Like, I was genuinely shocked at how fast the internet figured out who those people were. Like, their names, their jobs, all that. It barely took hours. And not to defend a couple of cheaters, because this is not what this is about, but I'm just tired of constantly feeling like I'm being observed and can be recorded anytime I do something stupid in public. And I say it as someone who posts quite a lot online. Either way, the kiss cam was definitely a memorable moment that provoked a lot of reenactments.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on, you're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
And that concludes my list of scandals of this year. Honestly, 2025 was horrible. I tried to keep this video lighthearted because there were so many horrible and sad and scary things that happened this year that I really just wanted some positive things to remember from it. I genuinely hope that me and all of you, that we have a better year next year. I really hope that after the hell that 2025 put us through, 2026 will be amazing and we'll all grow and make our dreams come true and life will get better. Like, I'm trying to stay positive. It's hard nowadays, but I'm trying to stay positive. So a happy new year to you all, and subscribe. Bye.